Weird house habits in Australia, UK, USA, Canada and NZ. Have you ever walked into someone's house in another country and thought, wait, what on earth is going on here? Maybe you spotted a plug that doesn't look like anything you've seen before. Maybe the bathroom was carpeted and you started questioning every life choice that led you there. Or maybe you noticed there was no kettle in the kitchen, and your tea-loving heart sank in disbelief. Well, in today's video we're diving deep into the strange, unusual, and sometimes downright confusing things you'll notice in houses across these countries, including Australia, the UK, the USA, Canada, and New Zealand. This video will be useful to you if you've ever traveled, lived overseas, or even just wondered why your overseas friends' houses look and feel so different to yours. By the end of this video you'll have plenty of weird facts to share with your mates, and maybe even laugh at your own home quirks. So stick around, and if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment below about the weirdest thing you've ever noticed in someone else's house. Especially if you're watching from Aussie land, I'd love to hear your take. Alright, let's jump into the strange world of houses. Let's start with something that confuses almost everyone the first time they leave their own country. Power plugs and sockets. In Australia and New Zealand the plugs are slanted, looking like they're almost winking at you. They've got that signature three-prong style with two angled prongs and one straight. If you've grown up here it's normal. But the moment you head overseas suddenly nothing fits. Go to the UK and you'll find plugs that are massive. Honestly, you could probably defend yourself with one in an emergency. They're rectangular, bulky and always have a switch next to them. That switch can turn the socket on or off. Very safe, very British, but if you're from Aussie land, you'll be flicking switches for days trying to work out which one is which. Now head over to the US or Canada and plugs get smaller, almost flimsy looking, with two flat prongs and sometimes a round one. But here's the kicker, they don't have switches. Once you plug something in it's on. Which to Aussies feels like leaving your front door open at night. And if you've ever been traveling you'll know the real struggle. Carrying that giant bag of adapters just to keep your phone alive. Honestly, if aliens are watching us, they're probably laughing at how humans still can't agree on one universal plug. Now let's talk about kettles, or the shocking lack of them. In Australia, the UK and New Zealand, a kettle is as essential as having a fridge. It's just part of life. Morning tea, instant coffee, cup noodles, the kettle is your best friend. You plug it in, water boils in a couple of minutes and boom, life is sorted. But then you go to America and what do you see? Nothing, just a sad pot on the stove. Americans don't really use electric kettles. They heat water in a saucepan or sometimes in the microwave. Yes, you heard that right, the microwave. For an Aussie or a Brit this feels like an international crime. The funny part, if you ask an American why they don't use kettles, some of them genuinely don't know. It's just not a thing. And if you try to introduce one they'll look at it like it's futuristic alien technology. Meanwhile, an Aussie is standing there thinking, mate, how else do you survive a winter morning? Speaking of shocking home traditions, let's discuss the infamous carpeted bathroom. Now Australians might find this strange because here bathrooms are tiled, practical and easy to clean. But in the UK, especially in older houses, carpet in the bathroom is a real thing. Imagine stepping out of the shower and straight onto a thick, fluffy carpet. Some people say it feels cozy. Others say it feels like you're slowly building a swamp under your feet. It's one of those things where you either love it or absolutely cannot understand it. And if you're renting a place in the UK you might not even have a choice. You could be standing there thinking, this carpet has seen more than it should have. Another big difference you'll notice is house size. In the US, houses are huge. Even the fridges are bigger than some Aussie apartments. Walk into a suburban American home and you'll probably find a laundry room, a basement, maybe even a couple of living rooms. It's like living inside a catalog. Meanwhile, in the UK, houses are much smaller and cozier. Hallways are narrow, bathrooms are compact, and you might have stairs everywhere. Space is precious. In Aussie land, we're somewhere in the middle, decent-sized houses, often with a backyard, but nothing compared to the supersize me approach in America. Canada is interesting because you'll find big houses, but also lots of practical designs for winter. Mudrooms, heated floors, basements to escape the snow. Practical but still spacious. Let's move to the laundry situation because this one always surprises travelers. In Australia and New Zealand, it's common to have a separate laundry room with a washing machine and maybe a dryer. You might even have the classic Hills hoist clothesline spinning around in the backyard. Hanging clothes outside is part of life. But in the US, dryers dominate. Almost every household has one, and many people don't even own a proper clothesline. Why hang your clothes when a machine can do it in an hour? In the UK, you'll often find the washing machine not in a laundry room but in the kitchen. Yep, right there next to the fridge or oven. For Aussies, this feels weird, but in small UK houses it's just efficient. Another strange thing you'll notice is the toilet and bathroom setup. In Australia and New Zealand, it's very common to have the toilet separate from the shower and bath. It's practical because someone can shower while someone else uses the toilet and no one has to wait. But in the US, the toilet is almost always in the same room as the shower. Big bathroom, everything in one space. Convenient but less private. In the UK, older houses sometimes even have the toilet in a completely separate tiny room with barely enough space to sit down. If you're tall, good luck. And let's not forget about windows. In the US, you'll often see sash windows that slide up and down. In the UK, windows often swing outward. In Aussie land, you'll get sliding windows or ones that tilt open. Canadians, meanwhile, design theirs to survive snowstorms, which makes sense when you think about -20°C winters. Now here's a weird one. Light switches and bathroom fans. In Australia, the switch is usually outside the bathroom. You flick it before you walk in. But in the UK, many bathrooms don't even have switches inside. Instead, they've got a pull cord dangling from the ceiling. You pull it like starting a lawnmower and the light comes on. For anyone visiting, it feels strange. You'll find yourself waving around in the dark trying to find a cord. And don't even get me started on bathroom fans in the US. Sometimes they're louder than the actual shower. Another quirky difference is heating and cooling. In the US and Canada, central heating and air conditioning are everywhere. Big vents blowing warm or cool air throughout the house. It feels luxurious. In the UK, central heating exists, but air conditioning? Almost never. Summers can be brutal and you'll see people buying fans last minute. Meanwhile, Aussies and Kiwis often use split-system air conditioners, ceiling fans, or just open all the windows and hope for a breeze. Let's touch on front yards and gardens. In Aussie land, the backyard is king. BBQs, kids playing, maybe even a veggie patch. It's part of the lifestyle. In the UK, gardens are often smaller but very well maintained with neat hedges and lots of flowers. Canadians love their front porches and decks, especially for summer evenings. Americans, they go big, lawns so large you'd think mowing is a full-time job. And let's not forget the obsession with Halloween decorations. So what does all of this mean? It means that something as simple as a house can tell you so much about a country's culture, lifestyle, and even history. From plugs to carpets, from kettles to washing machines, every little detail is a clue about what that culture values. For Aussies, it's about practicality and outdoor living. For the UK, it's about tradition and space saving. For the US, it's all about bigger and more convenient. For Canada, it's about surviving winter. And for New Zealand, it's about a balance between cozy living and nature. So next time you travel and step into someone's home, take a look around. You might notice something that makes you laugh, scratch your head, or even appreciate your own home a little more. And now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What's the strangest thing you've ever noticed in a house overseas? Maybe you've got a funny bathroom carpet story, or maybe you nearly cried when you couldn't find a kettle. Share it because I'd love to include some of your experiences in a future video. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more quirky and useful content about life in Aussie land and beyond. Hit that like button, share it with your mates, and I'll see you in the next one.